Welcome to an out-of-the-box playthrough. Today we're going to be playing a game that is very fresh. This is Find the Source. It is so fresh it is still on Kickstarter. That's assuming that you're listening to this sometime in the end of December. I backed it and they sent me a preview copy before the campaign is over so I could have a bit of a play and make a video. So that's pretty exciting. It is a print and play game, and so you end up with a set of rules and a board. It's a roll and write, so you will need dice, 3 dice, preferably some different colors, and a pen to write on stuff. It prints out at A4, but the great thing with print and play is you can do what you like. So normally it has a set of locations and a player board. I've actually printed it in A3 and separated them and laminated them. So I've ended up with a significantly bigger board, which just suits my play style, and laminating them is good too. For this playthrough, I have got a dice tower. So I'll set that in place and then you can actually see all the rolls. It's a dice tower I made out of a box and see how we go. So in this game, it is very cyberpunk, Matrix-like. It is about finding the source, a source of data sort of information. And to do that, you move around a set of locations. Locations have special abilities that you can trigger. They have agents that appear on them. There are movements. You can only go to each location twice, and you have to do an investigation across rows, and then you can hack different areas to allow you to find where the source is and thus in the game. The game is broken up into columns, and so across these columns there are activities that you can unlock along the bottom, and the rows you have to have 2 out of the 3 investigated before you can unlock this end one. And once you've unlocked all 3 of the end ones, there's some dice rolling in there, and that determines where the end location is. You go back there, fight agents, win the game. On this other board, which would have been drawn on normally, but I've chopped it off because I laminated it, is like a player board. And so you have your life, you have ammo, you have some equipment that you can find. There's a little summary of your actions. You have sets of abilities that you can upgrade as you go through it. And there's a scoring system at the end if you want to score. There's also this thing at the top which is like a countdown. So it's power that's going to the enemy, and when that reaches the end, that is the game over. So it has a built-in timer. So the playthrough of the game is basically there's 3 phases. One phase is you roll some dice, and there's a lot of dice rolling, but there's a lot of dice rolling, a lot of dice selection. So often you roll 2 dice and you have to pick one of them. If you pick the high dice, something bad happens often. If you pick the low dice, something good happens. So you have to trade off. Anyway, so there's 3 phases. You basically roll your dice, pick one, that determines your number of actions for that turn. You then work through those actions, and then the third phase is you increment the timer, which then counts down. You've got a whole set of 7 different actions you can do. So when you're in a particular area, it will have some enemy agents in there. You can fight them, you can gain more ammo, you can investigate, tick one of these boxes in order to complete the game. You can transfer if you're playing multiplayer. I'm going to be playing solo. You can move, so per action per move. So if you want to move 3 places, you have to use 3 actions. At a particular location, you can use the ability of whatever location you're at. That'll be obvious in a minute. And once you have investigated 2 locations in a row, you can then hack that row. And once you've hacked that row, it will unlock a value here that will give you some information on where the source is. And so you'll see this row here determines there's a big symbols, 1 to 3, 4 to 5. This one determines the smaller symbols, either the yellow or the blue, and this one determines the column. And so you have to unlock all 4. That will give you a location on the board. You go back there, clear off all the agents, win the game. You lose by running out of time. as in the energy that gets used in step 3 can count down, and if it runs out, that's game over. Or if you get yourself into a position where you can't go further on. So if you're in a position where you've got no more health, health doesn't kill you, but if you want to move and there's agents, you'll lose a health. And if you can't move and you've got no health, that's game over. So there's a couple of stalemate criteria. One of the other ones is that you can only visit each location twice. So if you accidentally visited a location twice and then it gets revealed as the source location, you can't go back there and it's game over. It's really easy to reset because it's a roll and write. I've laminated so I can just wipe it across. So yeah, let's see how it plays. So I've got my dice, I've got a marker pen, and we'll go with the setup. This is my second game, so I'm gonna keep the rules handy just in case I need them. So the first thing we need to do is pick a name. So let's have Nui, not Neo. And then the second thing is we have to determine where we start. And so we determined that there's a little table in the rule book, and we roll the dice 3 times and it determines where we end up, very much like how we determined the source. So the first dice, we get a 6, which gives us that one. Then we will roll again, and that gets us a 6, which gets us the blue one. So we're at the bottom row. And now we just have to work out the column, and we get a 1, which is green. So that's easy. So we end up on this one, and we put a 1 here. I'm going to have a marker. I'm going to use a figure. I got a mini out of my Nemesis Aftermath. It just help me keep a head on where I am. Okay, so because I've started a location, the first thing we need to do is determine how many agents are going to be there. That also happens whenever you do a move. You move, the first thing you do is work out how many agents are at that location. So we roll 2 dice, and we get a 4 and a 5. If I pick the 5, it just goes in the box. I have to fight 5 agents. If I pick the 4, it goes in the box, and because I picked the lower one, I get penalized by an energy. And because there's not much in it, I don't really care. I'm going to take the 5. See how that goes. We might write that down. When you attack agents, you've got to take them all or nothing, so you can't whittle them down. It's a one action clear the zone. And I think I'm pretty much good to go. Okay, roll 2 dice, different values, set up. Okay, determine starting location. Okay, let's roll. Okay, so first thing we have to do is determine how many actions we have. So we roll 2 dice. Because I get doubles, I have to re-roll. So you've got to keep re-rolling any doubles if you're rolling 2 dice. Ooh, 6 and a 1. That's not great. So either, well, I can take 6 and I'll have to take a damage. I'll take an energy, or I take the 1 and I can get an upgrade. So this is what happens when you pick your actions. If you pick the high number, you take a penalty of a energy. So that's increasing the speed of ending the game. If I take the lower one, I can actually do an upgrade, which we'll see in a minute, but I'm not going to do upgrades because 1's rubbish. So I'll take the 6, so I'll make my dice here. There's a little space, a 6, but I have to lose an energy. So that's great. So I've got 6 actions, so that's pretty good. So now I can look on where I am. I'm in the armory. So what I think I'll do first is I'll use the ability of the armory. So I'll tick off, so I can only use that twice. It costs me no energy, but it uses an action. So my action goes down to 5, and I can get 4 ammo. 2, 3, 4. Once all your ammo has been circled and crossed off, that's it. There is no more ammo. So again, there are limits to the game. And my second action, I'm going to do a investigate, because that means that one's done. So that's going to cost me 1, so I'm down to 4. Got 5 enemy here, so I'm going to do a fight action, which is going to cost me 2. So when I go to fight, I then look at where I am in the fight, and I'm doing 1 for 1. If I get further on, I'd be doing 3 enemies to 1 bullet. But at the moment, I'm 1 to 1, so it's going to cost me 5 bullets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and that clears the zone. Excellent. I'm going to use one more to get 4 more ammo while we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then where do I want to go? I think I'm going to do a move. Because I've got no agents in this zone, I don't lose any health for moving. I'm going to move up. It's going to cost me 1. Because I've moved into a new area, I have to roll for agents. Oh, I get a double, which is re-roll. A 6 and a 5. Oh, I guess I'll take the much for muchness. I'll take the 6 actually. I'll worry about them later. So I got 6 pounding me there. There are things like re-rolls that we can unlock later on. So that's the end of my actions. Then the third step is we determine how much energy we've lost. And because we're just starting off, we go here, it's 3. And as I upgrade that, I can reduce the amount of energy. But at the moment, I am losing 3 per turn, which isn't great because there is only 30. Okay, end of round. Next round, how many actions do I have? Okay, so I kind of know where I am. I'm going to take the 2. So I'll take 2 actions rather than the 5. And because I took the lower number, I can do an upgrade. So I am going to, I've got a lot of people to fight here. I might cross that off. So I'll upgrade part of my fight. I've got 2 actions. I am going to, oh, that was from last game. So I'll scrub those. Oh, I should have put this down as 2, by the way, when I moved. Forgot about that. Okay, so I've got 2. I'm going to use both of them because it cost me 2 to upgrade a skill. And I'm going to upgrade fight again. So next time when I fight, 1 bullet will kill 2 enemies, which will be very handy here because I could use 3 bullets to kill 6. However, that was the end of my turn. We now do energy. I'm still on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next turn, roll your 2 dice. Ooh, 1 and a 3. 3's a bit light, and 1's pretty useless as well. What do I need to do? You know what? I'm going to take the 1 again. And I will take, because I took the low number, I can do an free upgrade. And I am going to upgrade energy. Because that's going to start burning me in a minute. I'm going to use that 1 to investigate where I am. So that one's sorted. However, that's the end of my round. So I have to take 3. Ouch. Okay. Let's see how many actions I get now. Oh, 6 or 3. You know what? I'm going to go with the 6. I'm going to take the 6 actions. It's going to cost me an energy, but it'll be worth it. Because I am going to spend 2 using the ability of where I am. That's the 2 there. And I'm going to upgrade a skill and I'm going to upgrade energy. So now I'm only losing 2 per round. So that might give me a bit more breathing room. I am going to do a fight. It's going to cost me 2. And I'm fighting with a 2 now. So to kill 6, I need 3 bullets. And they're dead. Okay. And then I'm going to move 1 up. That makes it a 3. And I have to roll for agents. Doubles, which I don't need. More doubles. Okay, 2. I can live with 2. That's easy. And I got 1 more action. You know what? I could either get an item or I could... Yeah, why don't I just use it to and do my investigation? So I'm going up. I can't do any hacking until I get further on, but that's okay. So that's the end of my 6 moves. Then we have to do the energy, but I'm down to 2 now, so I have to have 2 off there. So that's okay. And let's see how many actions I get this round. 2, that's rubbish. You know, I'm just going to take the 1. It's not worth it. Take the penalty for a 2. For my 1 action, I will get an item. So it's going to cost me, so here I can do this, it's going to cost me 1 action and 1 energy, but I can choose any one of these items. And so this one allows me to set both dice to any roll, which is pretty handy. Hacking, I get 2 ammo, 1 health, and 1 action. I'm going to have the hacking card. Oh, what I should have done, I forgot about that. I'll take that. Because I took the lower one, I get a free upgrade. And I'm going to upgrade hack. Because 4 to hack is expensive. End of my round. We're taking 2 off. 15, 14. We're on to the second row. Right, let's go. You know what? I think I'm going to have the 5. And I'll take the energy hit. Okay. So, still got 2 baddies there. I've done the energy, so I'm going to fight. So that's going to take me down to 3. And it's only going to take me 1 bullet. Do I want to go up or do I want to go sideways? If I go up and I finish this whole row, I get 2 free actions. So I might do that. So I go up, roll for enemy. 4 is fine. We're now at 4. Okay, so if I do my investigate, that will go down to 2, which is pretty cool. And I will, why don't I trigger this one? Because I've done all 4 investigations, I can trigger that and get 2 more actions. So that gets me up to 4. Right, I'm going to use the ability of where I am. So it's going to cost me 1 action. So it's a 3 and an energy to kill 1 team without ammo. So it kills all of them, which is handy. And then I'm going to move. It'll cost me 1 to move here. And then we'll roll that. Ooh, 6 or 2. I'll take a 6. I'll worry about bullets later on. Okay. Now I can, if I use 2 energy, I can upgrade a skill. So I'm going to do that. Might be a dumb idea, but we'll give it a go. Lots of choices in this game. So I'll use this one. That means upgrade 1 skill and I upgrade my hack. And my hacking's only going to cost me 2. I would do an investigation, which is 1, which does that. I don't have enough for a hack, but I do have enough to do 1, which gets me 2 ammo. Because I think I'm going to need those in a minute. End of my round. I take 2 energy hit. And we're back to these. 5 and a 2. It's going to take me 2 to hack, but I could unlock another. If you want to do that, I'm going to take the 2, but then I get an upgrade and I can upgrade my hack. So now I'm only costing me 1 to hack. And because I've unlocked 2 on this row, I can do my hack, which only costs me 1. And that means I've done my first. So I need to unlock those other ones. Okay. I've got 1 left. I've still got 6. You know what? I'm just going to take the hit. I'm going to do a move for 1. Oh yeah, that should be 5. And I lose 1 health because there were agents still there. And we've moved to this one, which is now 6. And we'll roll for agents. 4. Let's try that again. 5 or 1. I'm worried about energy, so I'll take the 5. Should probably done. So, you know, I could have gone for rerolls, or I could have gone for actions. I've gone for hacking. Let's see if that's going to come back to bite me. So that's the end of my turn. I then have to do the energy. So that's 2 off here. It's getting tight. Okay, so how many actions? Okay, 2 or 3. You know what? I'm just going to take the... Do I want to unlock anything? Yeah, if I unlock energy a couple more times, I'll take the 2. I'll take the 2 and I'll unlock that one. So I'm going to use 1 to investigate and 1 to hack, because now hacking's only costing me 1. So I hack that row. So we roll the dice now. So this is determining, so I get a 6, so it's here. So I know now that the source is going to be somewhere in those 6, because I got this one. Which is kind of handy because I'm heading down that direction. No more actions. End of round. We're still on 2. This isn't looking terribly great. Okay, actions. I really should have got some re-rolls. Okay, 1 or 4. You know what? I've got things to do. I'm going to take the 4. I'm going to take a hit, and that could cost me dearly. Okay, so I am going to move. And that's going to cost me a health. Agents shot me. And we have to determine how many agents we have here. Oh, that's perfect. Got 2. Okay. So I had a 4, didn't I? So that must have cost me 1. So now I'm to a 3. If I'm not cheating. Okay. So I investigate for 1. And then I hack it for 1. And that's going to unlock location. Oops, that went off to the floor. Let's try that again, and we get a 6. Okay, so we know it's going to be somewhere along here, bottom row. So if we get that one, that would be perfect. So I've got 1 left. I'm going to burn my hacker card because that gets me 2 ammo, 1 health, and an action. You know what? I'm going to burn that health. I'm going to do a move for 1. We're just desperate. So we burn that health. So without fighting, you have to burn through the health. Okay, so I've made it to there. We have to see how many agents are hanging around here. 6 or 2. Oh, it's not going to matter. I'll take a 6. Okay, and I've got 1 more. So why don't we do my investigation, and then I'm done. Energy. I've got 1 more left. I'm so dead. Never mind. Okay. So what I'm going to do, roll for actions. 5 and a 6, please. Oh, double 1. I can live with that. 4 and a 3. 5 and a 3. Well, I can't take the 5, so I have to take the 3. Okay. Let's hack. It's going to cost me 1. And let's see where the source is. It is in 1, which is the green one, which is this one. So it goes, is that right? Yep, so it's that one, blue, green. So the source is there, but it's not that easy because I've got 2 left. I've got no hearts, so I can't move and take a hit. So the only way I could move is to kill off the guys, and I've got 2 to do that. So say I go 2, I shoot for 2, so it's going to cost me 3 ammo. 1, 2, 3. All good. They're all dead. But I got no more actions. And at the end of this round, it does 2. Yeah. And I'm dead. The system gets enough energy and wipes me, purges me from it. But it was kind of my first game I won, but I was really lucky. This one, so what would that been? That should have been 8. But I did, yeah, okay. So it makes me want to play it again, put it that way. There's a lot of choices about bouncing around. I could have done bigger moves. I kind of went a bit, I maybe need to look at getting more items. I only got 1 item this round and didn't help me. I upgraded hack, which was handy, but ultimately didn't help. There's so many different combinations in here. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that is find the source. There's a scoring system you could do. I'm just happy if I win. There's also a campaign. The campaign for there's like 3 different sets of kind of achievables that you use across different maps. So that gives a bit more replay value. In the full Kickstarter, there are 3 maps. This is map number 1. So there's going to be 2 more maps. And I imagine expansions will be fairly trivial as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and like.